Now, welcome back. The Republican National Convention is getting ready to kick off day 3 of events in Wisconsin today. Tonight's focus turns to foreign policy and making America strong. Once again, Sabrina Franzen joins us live from Milwaukee again this morning. And Sabrina, good morning to you. It was the night of former rivals of the former President Trump, with the big speeches coming from Nikki Haley and some others. What was the big takeaway from her?
Well, she was a late add to this list, and that in and of itself sends the message, right? Just a few days ago, before the convention began, she relinquished her delegates so that Trump could have them. That is also a show of support of itself. But when she was asked to speak, she was made the marquee speaker, and she says was asked to talk about this idea of unity. She said she fully endorses former President Donald Trump, and her voice, along with, I'll give you a few lists of a few others. We heard from Vivek Ramaswamy. We heard from Ron DeSantis, Marco Rubio, who was recently on the list to become the next possible vice president. That did not happen, but we still saw him here showing his support on the stage. And when we heard from some of his former rivals, all of them said they needed to put their differences aside in their own way and instead rally behind the former president for another 4 years in office. All
right, looking forward to tonight. What can we expect to hear from J.D. Vance when he accepts the nomination for vice president?
Not a lot of people know J.D. Vance. He's only 39 years old, and he's only been in the Senate for about a year and a half. He was elected in 2022. Before that, he was best known for his best-selling book that became a Netflix movie, Hillbilly Elegy, and that book was almost used as this Bible sort of idea for others to understand how the former president was elected the first time in 2016. The idea that Donald Trump could appeal to those in the middle America of the working class American. And that was the way that his new vice presidential nominee, Vance, also identified as himself. He grew up in Ohio and in Kentucky. He's from Ohio, of course, and then went to Ohio State University, was able to go to Yale Law School, worked for a prestigious law firm before he wrote this book. So he needs to introduce himself to voters as well, and we are looking forward to see if he talks about his policy ideas. But either way, that part will definitely come out over the next few months as we lead up until November.
All right, Sabrina, we're out of time. I would love to talk to you about Jim Justice and the dog on stage, but we'll talk about that at another time. Thank you very much for taking time out of your busy schedule to talk with us this morning. We appreciate it. All right, 6:43 is the time right now. The Republican National Convention runs through tomorrow night with former President Donald Trump officially accepting the Republican nomination. We will have coverage all week right here on WUSA 9 and streaming on WUSA 9 Plus.